Hi, my name is Declan Ward and I am the owner of Ward Active Personal Training. I've been a personal trainer for over 10 years and I thought I'd just do this video so I can send to people that are interested in the program, seeing if they are interested in personal training with me online or in person. So my name is Declan Ward, I'm 34, 35 at the end of May. I've been a personal trainer since I was, I think, in my like 20s. So it must have been like early 20s. Just imagine like my first job was your go-to. Go and I worked in JJB in Bath. I think that was for a year. But I was doing my martial arts, Taekwondo, in a sports centre. That was in my local town, Rivlington. And I used to go there and train my Taekwondo twice a week. It was Monday and Fridays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., so quite late. And I was in my late teens. I started when I was really young, so I think from 6 and 7. And then I went all the way up to I was 18. Obviously got to the age where you start growing up and start thinking about going out with your mates a bit more. I used to struggle with making that balance, let's say. Obviously pushing my Taekwondo as well as trying to go out with my friends. But the good thing about it is I was able to coach from an early age. I went from coaching kids to actually coaching the adult sessions. So going from fitness to the strength to the technical, being able to break things down, that was always my favorite and my best ability when it came to Taekwondo. Knowing that you had to work hard for something, not just like you're given the belt, you're not given the rewards of training really hard. I was brought up with like, if you want to get that belt, you need to work for it. And it's not like you work hard for a bit, it's you have to set things in place consistently that it will build over time. So I think that kind of mentality helped me when it came to applying it to my online coaching, in person and online. So while doing my Taekwondo, I was at the sports centre that I was like, I need to get in the fitness industry. And I used to sit on the chair waiting for my mum to pick me up. And I used to talk to the manager and say, hey, I need a job here. I want to be in the industry. I want to be in the fitness industry. What can you do? And obviously with no qualifications in that matter, it got to a point where I would take any job. And the first job I was given was a party host. So a party host would be someone that would kind of set up the parties at the sports centre, bouncy castles, trampolines, a football party, dress up as a pirate and princess, best moments. And you would get the kids to come in. They would all come in with their parents, with their food. The food goes to the party room, all that kind of jazz. And then you would then end up taking an hour of party. So it would be so many parties at the point of there were so many genres like pirate and princess. There was laser tag. There was just plain old bouncy, like traditional bouncy castle. There was trampoline. There was climbing. There was football party. There was all these different themes, and you would have to kind of go into that persona. So you had to make sure that you were entertaining the kids as well as obviously keeping the parents happy and happy with that. So that's where my fitness industry started, as a party host. And I think that's kind of why I'm kind of a bit of a kid at heart, because that was a couple of years until I got given the role as recreational assistant, or recce, the whole cleaning out the bins and cleaning the bathrooms. This was before the sports centre had cleaners, by the way. So it was our job to do the bathrooms, clean the sinks, bins, put equipment away for classes. For example, something was broken, to fix it. There was things where like you had to go outside in the rain. You had to go to the AstroTurf, turn on the lights. That was always outside, and an instructor might need some help to do a coach and stuff like that. So the recce got a bit more hands-on, and you start to see like all the sports and all the background of the gym. I see nowadays, like when people want to do work experience and be like, oh, I want to be a personal trainer. And obviously without qualifications, you can't. So I see work experience, people get given the recce job and it's like, oh, I don't want to be doing this. It's like, yeah, but I'm over here like, yeah, but this is where I started. Like you don't have to earn your stripe, but like, without any qualifications, you can't do personal training, and you need to get in your foot in the door. Like, I took party hosting as a job, so the recce was good. It was like the whole Banksy Castle conversation of putting it up and down. That was also a recce's job, like to help move really heavy Banksy Castles, set up the blowers to the back, and make sure the party bags were all set up. So the recce was just like called on. We actually, the first chance of having a walkie-talkie, I can remember that. That was quite cool. There was other jobs like the tables and chairs of exams. There used to be like 12 rows of 20, and that was ridiculous. You had to put a table and chair up for every person. But yeah, there's just little jobs for recce's. Anyway, from the recce, I went from that to reception. I can remember having the conversation of like, hey, we want to move you up to reception. And I was like, oh my God, I'm climbing the ladder, guys. So I got into reception, learned all the work on the computer. I struggled, definitely. This is where I struggled the most, was the talking on the phone. I always thought I was gonna pick up the phone and just like not know the answer. And isn't that funny? Like, obviously being a little bit better in front of the camera now. Yeah, it's mental. I'd like to think that I struggled with that. And there was like some systems that I struggled with, and being worried and stressed about doing the wrong thing. And I learned that actually if you're stuck, it's best to, you know what I mean? I could easily just write down this person's name and number, say, hey, I don't know right now, I'll find out and call you back. Boom, done. But at the time it was like, you don't think like that as like a late teen. But yeah, it was a great experience. You were front of house, you were helping people and all that kind of jazz. And then it was time to go level 2. So level 2 is your gym instructor. So you're able to go in the gym and do inductions. I was able to do this while I was at college. I went to Bath College to do sports science. So I was able to do my sports science for 2 years, and then they were able to put me on a level 2. So I did that, and then I said to the sports centre, hey, I got my level 2. Can I get in the gym? And they said yes. I was able to go in the gym. I was able to do inductions. Again, the nerves started again. Like, what if I said the wrong thing? And you just get better at doing it. So to start off with, you do start off with a script in your head, obviously not written, reading it, that'd be hilarious. But if you you went off a script, like what's your goals and stuff like that, kind of like what I do now. But then as you go, you start making up your own script and start figuring out, well, that conversation doesn't get a lot from that person. It doesn't open them up. It doesn't tell me their true struggles. It's all about kind of like, oh, I'm overweight. And it's like, okay, cool, let's do a not be overweight plan. And now as you go on throughout the years and stuff and years of experience, you know that there's a lot more to it that you need to dissect before you start doing anything. So as a level 2 instructor, you're obviously only restricted to a certain qualification of helping in the gym, program writing, and that's about it. Showing exercises. You couldn't get personal like you would get in the personal training qualification afterwards, so level 3. So level 2 is good. I got my foot in the gym. I'm now gone from that stuff to in the gym, working with different people, like knowing that not everyone is the same, not every schedule with everyone is the same. It's really enjoyable because you were able to hear people's struggles and work them out. Even at the early stage, I can remember, like, just like I was on reception, I would answer the phone. And it would be like, if I don't know the question, I could write it down and get back to them. And the same with the gym. Like, I'm not going to BS the person. I'm going to find out, or even better, work it out with them and get them on their way. So that was really good, and that helped, and I was able to do that at an early age, which helped. So I was working with adults at an early age, which definitely helps when it comes to doing my job and being very personal. So yeah, that happened, and then I went on to my level 3 personal trainer. The gym doesn't really benefit from you being a personal trainer like a commercial gym. You get more knowledge, you get more help when it comes to individual problems. So like personalized programming, making sure that like you're not just a cookie cutter kind of gym instructor. You're looking at kind of like solving problems, which again, like going back to my Taekwondo days, dissecting some things is brilliant. You're struggling with that, you need to work on that, or you're doing too much, let's do the foundations and build up from there. There's so many ways of just having that ability to dissect something, like either if it's a struggle or if it's a form thing or if it's a lifestyle thing, nutrition, even just like stuff at home. It's so good to be able to strip that back and say like find the answers, or at least put something in place for that person straight away. Obviously they need answers, and as you get given more problems, you actually do get better at helping that person straight away. So I 100% love the experience that I got. While there, it's all these like irrelevant things. So I got my climbing qualification. I was able to coach kids and adults climbing. I loved that. I was able to coach kids football because I got my FA coaching. That was really cool. I did classes. So I did because of my martial art background, I was able to do a boxing and kickboxing class. And then I was able to run mini classes and stuff like that. So I got my face out there, I got well known at the gym, and ironically I'm there now, but obviously a little bit in between. But I won't go into that, it's probably another video. So I worked at the sports centre until I left there to go to Australia for a year. So that is technically another story. I could probably go into that another story, but I just wanted to hop on and show you a little bit of history of how I got into the industry. So that's probably enough for now. But if you did like that video and you do like to know a little bit more about me, then make sure you smash that like button and comment below kind of like the earliest point you knew me or know me. It could be literally this video, so you just put YouTube. But if you knew me from the gym, or if you knew me from anywhere like that, then comment below. It'd be great to kind of relive like those moments. If you've got something that kind of jogs your memory of me, that will also be cool. Especially back in like the party host days and the recce days. That was good. So yeah, there's a little bit more about me. Hope you have a great day, and hopefully see you either on the program or in person.